Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain. 6 years ago, I found myself lost. Each morning began with the blaring sound of my alarm, followed by the mechanical routine of dressing up, gulping down a hurried breakfast, and plunging into the maelstrom of daily tasks. By the day's end, my body was exhausted, but my mind remained a whirlwind of unchecked thoughts, anxieties, and what-ifs. Success? By society's standards, I had it. A respectable job, a comfortable home, and a circle of friends. But inside, I felt like a ship tossed about in a storm, directionless and without an anchor. The turning point came unexpectedly. While decluttering my apartment one weekend, I stumbled upon a tattered book on Stoicism, a remnant of my college days. Out of sheer curiosity, I began to read. The words of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus seemed to jump off the pages, speaking directly to me, offering solace and wisdom. I used to be like many others in the city, always in a hurry, perpetually stressed, and forever chasing after the next big thing. Morning alarms felt like starting guns, signaling the beginning of another race against time. The days were filled with endless tasks, meetings, and responsibilities, each clamoring for immediate attention. The turning point came unexpectedly. Maybe it was fate or just random chance. The teachings within the books and the pages weren't groundbreaking revelations, but rather simple truths. Epictetus talked about distinguishing between things we can control and things we can't. Seneca wrote about valuing our time, emphasizing that it's the only thing we can't get back once it's gone. And Marcus Aurelius highlighted the importance of staying grounded, no matter the external circumstances. I began experimenting with these principles in small ways. At work, instead of getting overwhelmed by a mountain of tasks, I started categorizing them, what I could control and what I couldn't. I began to find value in my daily commute, using it as a time to reflect and mentally prepare for the day, rather than just another stretch of wasted time. Socially, instead of constantly seeking validation or fearing judgments, I focused on being present. I listened more and talked less, discovering the profound joy of genuine human connection. The biggest change, however, was internal. Those feelings of inadequacy and anxiety began to subside. They were replaced with a sense of contentment and an understanding that I could navigate any situation as long as I had the right mindset. The beauty of Stoicism, I found, was in its universal applicability. It wasn't about living a life devoid of challenges. It was about facing those challenges with a calm mind and a resilient spirit. Today, I'm still in the same city, with its relentless pace and never-ending hustle. But amidst all that noise, I've found my quiet corner of peace. Not because my circumstances changed dramatically, but because my perspective did. And that has made all the difference. While this isn't from a Stoic philosopher, it captures the essence of Stoicism. Have you ever noticed that the most popular motivational advice makes you feel good for a moment, yet leaves you empty shortly after? That's because motivation is often just a spark. What we need is a steady flame. Let's get real. We've all had those moments where life smacks us in the face. The dream job we didn't land. The relationship that didn't work out. The plans that went haywire. And it's in these moments when we're down in the dumps that a slew of well-meaning motivational quotes and advice flood in. But they're like painkillers. Temporary relief, not a cure. Now, enter Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that's like the wise old person in the room when everyone else is losing their minds. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca weren't just writing fancy quotes. They were providing a playbook for life. Their lessons, not sexy, but timeless. Imagine if instead of seeking external validation, we looked within and found contentment. What if, rather than getting tossed by life's unpredictable waves, we learned to surf them with grace? It sounds like a dream, but that's Stoicism in essence. It's not about denying emotions or hardships. It's about understanding them, embracing them, and using them as stepping stones. Great Stoic philosophers have left us with great lessons. Zeno of Citium, embracing serendipity and change. Zeno's transformation into the founder of Stoicism is a lesson in embracing life's unpredictability. After experiencing significant personal losses, he found solace not in lamenting his misfortunes, but in the teachings of Socrates. This shift in perspective, viewing setbacks as redirections rather than tragedies, became a foundational element of Stoic thought. Zeno's teachings at the Stoa Poikile revolved around accepting life's vicissitudes, illustrating that our interpretations of events shape our reactions more than the events themselves. Seneca, navigating power and simplicity. The paradox of Seneca's life lies in his simultaneous immersion in the luxuries of Roman political life and his deep-seated Stoic convictions. Despite being surrounded by the trappings of wealth and influence, Seneca's writings robustly advocated for a life of simplicity, self-reflection, and virtue. His eventual calm acceptance of a forced suicide on dubious charges epitomizes the Stoic tenet of facing death with grace and equanimity. His life and writings consistently hammered on the ephemeral nature of external goods and the enduring value of inner virtue. Epictetus, the triumph of inner freedom. Epictetus's journey from bondage to revered Stoic teacher underscores the Stoic belief in the primacy of internal freedom. For Epictetus, physical chains could not shackle the mind. His teachings emphasized that while external conditions, like his own slavery, might be beyond one's control, the attitude and responses to such conditions remained a matter of personal choice. His famed Enchiridion handbook is replete with practical advice on maintaining inner tranquility, irrespective of external adversities. Marcus Aurelius, Stoic Sovereignty. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations provides an intimate window into the mind of a ruler attempting to reconcile the immense responsibilities of leadership with Stoic principles. Despite facing a litany of challenges, from barbarian invasions to political betrayals and plagues, Marcus Aurelius consistently sought guidance and solace in Stoicism. His writings are a testament to the Stoic emphasis on self-reflection, acceptance of life's impermanence, and the pursuit of virtue. As the most powerful man of his era, his notes to himself underscore the universality of human struggles and the perennial wisdom of Stoic philosophy. In each of these Stoic figures, we observe a consistent application of Stoic philosophy, not as a mere academic pursuit, but as a lived experience. Their lives underscore that Stoicism is not just about understanding the world, but about navigating it with grace, resilience, and virtue. Here are 10 principles for you that I want from you to remember and internalize. They will change your life. Certainly. Here's an expansion on each point. Life isn't fair, and that's okay. The idealism of childhood often paints a picture of a world where good deeds are rewarded and bad actions have consequences. But as we navigate adulthood, the unpredictable nature of life becomes evident. Jobs are lost despite hard work, and unexpected challenges emerge without warning. Instead of questioning the universe's fairness, Stoicism teaches us to embrace life's unpredictability. While we can't control every event, we can control our reactions, finding resilience and purpose in the face of the unknown. Your health is your true wealth. In the race to climb the corporate ladder or build financial empires, it's easy to neglect the very vessel that allows us to achieve, our body. Skipping meals, neglecting sleep, and ignoring mental health can have lasting repercussions. Stoic philosophers often emphasized simplicity and moderation. By placing well-being at the forefront, not only do we enjoy life's journey, but we're also better equipped to face its challenges. Listening is more powerful than speaking. In an age of social media and instant gratification, everyone wants a platform to express themselves. Yet there's transformative power in listening. By actively engaging and understanding another's viewpoint, we gain deeper insights, build stronger connections, and sometimes find answers to our own inner queries. Relationships require work. Hollywood and fairy tales depict love and friendship as effortless, But lasting relationships are gardens that need tending. It's in the moments of disagreements, the silent treatments, and the compromises that relationships are tested and strengthened. Stoicism teaches us to value these moments, seeing them not as obstacles but as opportunities for growth. Your time is limited. The sand in the hourglass waits for no one. Days turn into years, and before we know it, decades have passed. Recognizing the impermanence of life isn't morbid. It's a reminder to cherish every moment, to prioritize passions, and to live authentically. Failure isn't the end, it's the beginning. Many of history's most celebrated figures faced crushing defeats before their iconic successes. The Stoic approach to failure is to view it as a teacher. Instead of wallowing in despair, dissect the setback, understand its lessons, and use it as a stepping stone towards greater achievements. External achievements don't equal internal happiness. While society celebrates material achievements, true contentment often lies in intangible moments. A child's laughter, a serene sunset, or the joy of a passion pursued. Stoicism emphasizes inner peace and finding happiness in simplicity, urging us to look within for contentment. Vulnerability is strength. It's a misconception that admitting fears, insecurities, or seeking help is a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it's a testament to one's courage and self-awareness. Stoics believed in recognizing and confronting one's emotions, understanding that it's the first step towards healing and growth. You define your own success. Societal metrics for success are often tied to tangible achievements. But what if your version of success is a life of exploration, or perhaps of quiet introspection? Stoicism teaches that our life's purpose is individual. By introspecting and understanding our true desires, we can chart a path that aligns with our personal definition of success. Regret is more painful than failure. As we age, it's the chances not taken that haunt us. The unspoken words, the roads not taken, the passions unexplored, these weigh heavier than any failures. Stoicism encourages us to embrace life in its entirety, understanding that it's better to try and fail than to live with the what-ifs. Marcus Aurelius wasn't only a Roman emperor. He was someone who, amidst the stress of running an empire, turned to a notebook and pen to jot down his thoughts, worries, and the Stoic lessons he held close. Picture him, after a tiring day of court decisions and political discussions, seeking a moment of solitude to reflect. It's easy to forget that he was, at his core, a human being grappling with life's big questions just like any of us. Then you have Seneca, a playwright and politician, often navigating the volatile political landscape of Rome, who penned letters about the human condition that still feel so relatable today. And there's Epictetus, born a slave, who, despite his challenging beginnings, rose to become a respected teacher, emphasizing that our reactions, not our circumstances, define us. When we read their works, we're not just diving into ancient texts. We're connecting with real people who, despite living in a world so different from ours, struggled, reflected, and grew in ways that feel incredibly familiar. These Stoics, with their genuine experiences and insights, offer us more than just philosophy. They give us real, lived wisdom. Here are 5 daily exercises to help you internalize and truly feel the power of Stoicism. Morning meditation and reflection. Start your day with a few minutes of quiet reflection. Ask yourself, what challenges might I face today? How can I meet them with equanimity and wisdom? Visualize potential scenarios and rehearse your Stoic response. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils, prepares you mentally to face the day's uncertainties with composure. Practice voluntary discomfort. Occasionally and purposefully, subject yourself to minor discomforts. Skip a meal, take a cold shower, or wear simpler clothing. The goal isn't to punish yourself, but to remind yourself of life's unpredictabilities and to cultivate gratitude for the comforts you usually enjoy. This exercise helps in building resilience, and understanding that external conditions don't define your happiness. Mindful observation and journaling. End your day by recounting the events. Where did you act in accordance with Stoic principles? Where did you falter? Writing this down serves two purposes. It reinforces positive behavior and helps you learn from your missteps. Over time, this reflection will guide you toward more Stoic responses in daily life. Focus on what's within your control. Whenever you're faced with frustration or anxiety, pause and categorize your concerns into two columns: what's within your control and what's not. Actively surrender the things outside your control and focus solely on what you can change. This simple act can dramatically reduce stress and help you focus on actionable solutions. Daily acts of kindness. While Stoicism emphasizes self-control and introspection, it also values community and connection. Make it a point to perform at least one act of kindness each day, however small. It could be a word of encouragement, helping someone, or even just active listening. This not only fosters a sense of connection, but also reinforces the Stoic principle of fulfilling our roles in society with grace and integrity. Remember, the journey to internalizing Stoic principles is a continuous one. While these exercises provide a foundation, it's the consistent practice, day in and day out, that will embed Stoicism deep into your psyche, transforming not just your actions, but also your worldview. That's how I view my day now. Each day offers a new challenge, a fresh lesson, and with the embrace of Stoic principles, we find not just the means to endure, but to truly thrive. As you journey through life, remember that the power to change, to find peace, and to live with purpose lies within you. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a call to action, a reminder that every moment is precious, every challenge an opportunity. If you found joy and wisdom in today's exploration, and yearn for more insights to navigate this beautiful chaos we call life, I invite you to be part of our community. Subscribe to this channel, and together, let's embark on a journey of discovery, growth, and unshakable inner peace. Your path to Stoic wisdom starts here. Life's challenges are opportunities for growth, and our response to them defines our character. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism has long been revered for its guidance on how to live a virtuous and meaningful life, promoting wisdom, self-discipline, courage, justice, temperance, and concentration. Yet many common behaviors and mindsets are at odds with the core principles of Stoicism. In this video, we'll delve into 10 anti-Stoic behaviors that hinder personal growth and inner peace. By shedding these detrimental behaviors and embracing Stoic practices, you can align your daily thoughts and actions with this profound philosophy, leading to greater joy, satisfaction, and character development. Let me share a personal experience that illustrates the transformative power of Stoicism. A few years ago, I found myself constantly seeking external validation, basing my self-worth on the opinions of others. This relentless quest for approval left me feeling fragile and insecure. I realized that I was stuck in a perpetual cycle of self-doubt, and it was time for a change. As I delved into the wisdom of Stoicism, I discovered the concept of inner validation. Stoics emphasize the importance of finding self-worth through introspection and virtuous living. It was a revelation for me. I started to focus on building confidence in my character, trusting my judgment, and nurturing my abilities. 12 anti-Stoic behaviors. Excessive materialism, the first anti-Stoic behaviors, is a profound contradiction to the core principles of this philosophy. Rooted in the wisdom of ancient thinkers like Epictetus and Seneca, it emphasizes that genuine happiness and fulfillment are not found in the relentless pursuit of material possessions such as wealth, status symbols, or luxury goods. This philosophy firmly asserts that external possessions can never be the source of true contentment because they are fleeting and subject to the whims of fate. While material wealth and luxury may offer temporary pleasure, these fleeting joys often fade quickly, leaving a void that can never be permanently filled by the accumulation of things. The path champions the idea of leading a simple life, detached from the relentless chase for material wealth. It encourages us to eschew the empty allure of excess and instead find true joy in life's experiences and in the development of our virtues. Value is seen not in what they possess, but in how they live their lives and the wisdom, self-discipline, courage, justice, temperance, and concentration they cultivate. In this view, materialism leads to a constant state of dissatisfaction, as there is always something more to acquire, a more extravagant status symbol to attain, or a newer luxury good to possess. This insatiable desire distracts us from the more profound pursuits of character development and inner peace that this philosophy champions. By relinquishing the chains of materialism, we free ourselves from the ceaseless quest for possessions and open the door to a simpler, more meaningful existence. In this newfound simplicity, we can focus on nurturing our virtues, deepening our understanding of ourselves and the world, and finding contentment in the richness of life's experiences. This philosophy reminds us that the pursuit of wisdom, self-discipline, courage, justice, temperance, and concentration is the path to genuine and lasting happiness, one that transcends the superficial allure of material wealth and possessions. The second anti-Stoic behaviors, seeking external validation, is a behavior that often leaves individuals trapped in a cycle of seeking approval from others, basing their self-esteem on the ever-changing opinions and judgments of external sources. In contrast, this philosophy advocates for a far more stable and empowering approach, the cultivation of inner validation. Constantly seeking external validation places one's self-worth on precarious ground. It hands over the control of one's self-esteem to external factors that are often beyond their control. When we rely on the approval and praise of others to define our self-worth, we become vulnerable to the ebb and flow of external opinions. This leaves us in a perpetual state of insecurity, as our self-esteem rises and falls with the judgments of those around us. This philosophy, deeply rooted in self-awareness and self-improvement, encourages individuals to find their self-assurance from within. It argues that true validation comes from introspection and virtuous living. Instead of seeking validation externally, it champions the development of a strong and unwavering inner foundation built on principles like wisdom, self-discipline, courage, justice, temperance, and concentration. In this view, the pursuit of inner validation is a source of tremendous strength and resilience. It enables individuals to rely on their own judgment and self-assurance, regardless of the external praise or criticism they receive. By cultivating their virtues and engaging in introspection, individuals learn to rely on their own moral compass and sense of self-worth, independent of external opinions. This inner validation is the key to lasting self-esteem and emotional stability. It provides individuals with the strength to weather the storms of external judgment and fosters a sense of self-assurance that is not easily shaken. By following the path of inner validation, one can build a foundation of self-esteem that remains firm and resolute, even in the face of external uncertainty, ultimately leading to a more resilient and content life. The third anti-Stoic behaviors, rumination, is a detrimental pattern of behavior where individuals find themselves caught in a cycle of obsessively dwelling on past regrets or anxiously worrying about an uncertain future. In stark contrast to this unproductive behavior, this philosophy emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment, mindfully making the most of each situation. Rumination, the act of continually revisiting past mistakes or agonizing over what might happen in the future, is a paralyzing force that keeps one stuck in a state of mental turmoil. It not only hinders personal growth but also causes unnecessary stress and anxiety. In the view, this behavior is counterproductive because it detracts from the present moment, where true living and progress take place. It advocates for mindfulness, which involves being fully engaged in the present moment, focusing on what can be controlled and letting go of what cannot. By living in the here and now, individuals can harness the power of the present moment to make the most of their circumstances, find opportunities for growth, and cultivate gratitude for what they have. This philosophy reminds us that dwelling on past regrets cannot change what has already happened, and worrying about an uncertain future cannot guarantee specific outcomes. Instead, it encourages us to channel our energy into the only moment we have control over, the present. This mindfulness helps us embrace life as it is, fostering a sense of contentment and peace. By breaking free from the cycle of rumination and choosing to live in the present moment, this philosophy teaches us to savor life's experiences, learn from the past, and confidently face the future. This shift in mindset not only contributes to personal growth, but also brings about a deep sense of fulfillment and well-being, helping us lead more purposeful and content lives. The fourth anti-Stoic behavior's fear of change is a tendency to resist and avoid any departure from the familiar, even when change is a natural and necessary part of life. This resistance to change, which can be deeply ingrained in our comfort zones, can hinder personal growth and development. In contrast, the philosophy we're discussing emphasizes the importance of embracing change with composure and ensuring that personal values and principles remain unwavering through life's transformations. Change is an inherent part of the human experience. The world around us is constantly evolving, and our own lives are subject to various transitions. Those who believe that rather than fearing change, we should approach it with a sense of calm and acceptance. They see change as an opportunity for growth and the development of one's character. When we resist change, we often find ourselves clinging to what is familiar, even if it no longer serves us well. This attachment to the status quo can lead to stagnation and prevent us from realizing our full potential. Advocates for adapting to new circumstances with grace and maintaining our virtuous principles throughout the process. By embracing change, we can discover new perspectives, develop resilience, and explore uncharted territory. This approach allows us to view change as a means of personal evolution, even when it involves discomfort or uncertainty. Change is not to be feared, but to be navigated with wisdom and an unwavering commitment to our core values. In essence, the philosophy we're discussing teaches us that change is an integral part of life's journey. By meeting change with calm acceptance and maintaining our moral principles throughout transitions, we can harness its potential for growth and personal development. This mindset shift empowers us to navigate life's changes with grace, and in doing so, realize our full potential. The fifth anti-Stoic behavior's worrying about trivial matters involves expending an excessive amount of time and energy on insignificant concerns, which discourages. Instead, the philosophy encourages us to shift our focus towards living a virtuous life and not allowing our emotional well-being to be disrupted by minor issues. In the grand scheme of life, trivial matters often hold little significance. Worrying about these insignificant issues can become a drain on our mental and emotional resources, diverting our attention from what truly matters. Emphasize that the pursuit of a virtuous life, characterized by wisdom, self-discipline, courage, justice, temperance, and concentration, is far more meaningful and fulfilling than becoming entangled in the web of trivial concerns. Focusing on trivial matters can cause unnecessary stress and hinder our overall well-being. The aim is to cultivate inner peace and emotional resilience by understanding the limited impact that insignificant issues have on our lives. Instead of becoming upset or distressed by these trivial concerns, they encourage us to practice discernment in our worries. By asking ourselves whether a concern is genuinely important and worthy of our emotional investment, we can avoid unnecessary anxiety and frustration. The approach invites us to direct our energies towards what truly contributes to our character development and the betterment of ourselves and the world. This shift in perspective allows us to lead a more fulfilling and purposeful life, where our mental and emotional resources are conserved for the issues that genuinely deserve our attention and concern. By freeing ourselves from the grip of trivial worries, we can embrace a more tranquil and virtuous path. The sixth anti-Stoic behaviors, worrying about trivial matters, involves expending valuable time and energy on concerns that, in the grand scheme of things, hold little significance. In contrast to this unproductive behaviors, the philosophy we're discussing discourages such preoccupation with trivialities and encourages us to concentrate our attention on living a virtuous life, placing far less importance on insignificant issues. Worrying about trivial matters is a common human tendency, one that often consumes our thoughts and emotions, leaving us feeling stressed and overwhelmed. The perspective reminds us that this behavior is unproductive, as it diverts our energy away from what truly matters in life. Instead of getting caught up in minor concerns, the philosophy we're exploring advocates for redirecting our focus towards living virtuously. It emphasizes the importance of adhering to principles such as wisdom, self-discipline, courage, justice, temperance, and concentration. By doing so, we're better equipped to face the larger challenges and ethical dilemmas that life presents. This shift in mindset not only liberates us from the unnecessary burden of trivial worries, but also leads to a more purposeful existence. It allows us to prioritize actions and thoughts that align with our principles, thus contributing to our personal growth and contentment. In summary, the philosophy discourages expending undue time and energy on insignificant matters. Instead, it urges us to concentrate on living a virtuous life, cultivating our character and adhering to our core values. By focusing on the bigger picture and adopting a virtuous approach to life, we can lead a more meaningful and fulfilled existence, free from the shackles of trivial worries. The seventh anti-Stoic behaviors, looking for problems, involves the counterproductive tendency to actively seek out difficulties or constantly complain about them. In contrast to this approach, the philosophy we're discussing discourages such behavior and instead emphasizes the importance of seeking solutions and maintaining control over one's reactions when faced with challenges. Actively seeking out problems or perpetually complaining about them can lead to a mindset that focuses on negativity and the obstacles in one's path. It can breed a sense of victimhood and powerlessness, making it difficult to move forward in life. The philosophy takes a different approach, stressing the importance of maintaining a solutions-oriented mindset. Those who believe in addressing challenges by identifying solutions and maintaining control over their reactions. This approach is rooted in a belief that even in the face of adversity, one can choose how to respond. By focusing on finding solutions and staying in control of their reactions, they aim to navigate challenges with a sense of resilience and a clear sense of purpose. By adopting a solutions-oriented mindset, individuals can transform problems into opportunities for growth. This shift in perspective encourages proactive problem-solving and empowers individuals to take charge of their lives, even in challenging situations. In doing so, they can foster personal development, resilience, and a greater sense of contentment. In summary, the philosophy discourages the behaviors of actively seeking problems or incessantly complaining about them. Instead, it promotes the importance of focusing on solutions and maintaining control over one's reactions when faced with challenges. By cultivating this approach, individuals can navigate life's difficulties with resilience and purpose, transforming problems into stepping stones for personal growth. The eighth anti-Stoic behaviors, impulsivity, involves the act of giving in to impulsive urges and acting on instinct, often without thoughtful consideration. In contrast to this impulsive behavior, the philosophy discourages such hasty actions and instead places a high value on careful, rational decision-making. This approach aims to prevent the potential for future regret and to promote self-discipline. Impulsivity is characterized by a lack of restraint, often leading individuals to make decisions based on immediate desires or emotions. This impulsive behavior can result in choices that are not aligned with one's long-term goals, values, or principles. The philosophy we're exploring encourages individuals to think carefully before acting, considering the consequences of their actions and making decisions rooted in reason. By taking a thoughtful and rational approach to decision-making, individuals can prevent hasty actions that may lead to future regret. It allows them to exercise self-discipline, which is crucial for personal growth and character development. Belief in the importance of pausing to consider the potential risks and aligning their actions with their values. Individuals can make choices that are in their best interests and in line with their principles. This shift towards mindful decision-making promotes not only discipline, but also a sense of empowerment. It enables individuals to maintain a sense of control over their actions and prevents them from being driven solely by fleeting impulses. Ultimately, this approach contributes to a more purposeful and fulfilling life, where actions are guided by reason and long-term objectives rather than momentary desires. In summary, the philosophy discourages the behaviors of impulsivity and instead encourages individuals to make thoughtful, rational decisions that are aligned with their values and long-term goals. By doing so, they can prevent future regrets, promote self-discipline, and empower themselves to live a more purposeful and principled life. The ninth anti-Stoic behaviors, complaining, involves the excessive expression of dissatisfaction or grievances about life's difficulties. In contrast to this behavior, the philosophy discourages constant complaining and instead promotes a focus on acceptance and constructive action. This approach aligns with the idea that Stoics emphasize addressing challenges through reason and effort. Complaining about life's difficulties can become a habitual response, often rooted in frustration or a feeling of powerlessness. This behavior can result in a mindset that dwells on problems rather than actively seeking solutions. The philosophy we're exploring, on the other hand, encourages a shift in perspective. Stoics believe in the power of acceptance, acknowledging that certain circumstances are beyond one's control. While they do not endorse passive resignation, Stoics stress the importance of focusing on areas where change is possible through reasoned effort. By directing their energy toward solutions, Stoics aim to improve their situations and find a sense of empowerment, even in the face of adversity. By curbing the behavior of excessive complaining, individuals can embrace a more constructive mindset. They can acknowledge life's difficulties and challenges while actively seeking resolutions rather than merely venting frustration. This approach fosters a sense of responsibility and the ability to address problems with reason and effort, leading to a more proactive and resilient way of facing life's trials. In summary, the philosophy discourages the behavior of excessive complaining and encourages individuals to find a balance between acceptance and action. By recognizing the challenges, seeking solutions, and applying reasoned effort, they can develop a more constructive and empowered approach to life's difficulties, in line with Stoic ideals. The 10th anti-Stoic behaviors, wasting time, involves the detrimental behaviors of procrastination and engaging in activities that contribute little to personal growth or fulfillment. In contrast to this unproductive tendency, the philosophy underscores the significance of time as a precious and finite resource. It encourages individuals to be proactive, establish clear goals, and ensure that their actions align with their deeply held values and purpose in life. Procrastination and engaging in unproductive activities can lead to a sense of regret and frustration. They hinder progress, stifle personal development, and squander the limited time available to each of us. The philosophy views such behaviors as foolish, as they fail to recognize the inherent value of time. In this perspective, time is seen as a valuable currency that should be invested wisely. Proactivity is encouraged, meaning that individuals should set clear objectives and take deliberate actions to achieve them. By doing so, they ensure that their efforts are aligned with their core values and purpose, making the most of the time they have. This approach to time management not only fosters personal growth, but also contributes to a sense of fulfillment and contentment. By embracing a purpose-driven life and making the most of each moment, individuals can build a legacy that reflects their values and principles. The philosophy teaches us that, in the grand scheme of things, time is too precious to be wasted on actions that do not contribute to our greater purpose. In conclusion, the philosophy discourages the behavior of wasting time through procrastination and unproductive activities. Instead, it calls for proactive living, where one's actions are guided by their values and life purpose. By embracing this mindset, we can make the most of our limited time, fostering personal growth and creating a life that aligns with our deepest principles and values. The 11th anti-Stoic behaviors, avoiding discomfort, reflects the inclination to steer clear of any form of discomfort or challenges. In contrast, the philosophy emphasizes that embracing discomfort and confronting challenges is crucial for personal growth and resilience. Avoiding discomfort and always seeking the path of least resistance, in this perspective, can lead to a sense of stagnation. Avoiding discomfort may be a natural response to preserve our sense of comfort and security. However, Stoicism encourages a different perspective, one that acknowledges that growth and resilience often arise from stepping out of one's comfort zone and confronting challenges head-on. Stoics believe that facing adversity with courage and resilience is essential in building character and developing inner strength. Stoicism emphasizes that life is inherently filled with both comfortable and uncomfortable moments. While seeking comfort and stability is a natural human instinct, Stoics argue that overly embracing this instinct can hinder personal growth. True character development occurs when we willingly face discomfort, learn from challenges, and emerge from them stronger and more resilient. The philosophy encourages individuals to view discomfort as an opportunity for self-improvement and growth. By stepping outside their comfort zones, they can discover their inner strength, build resilience, and acquire the skills necessary to face life's adversities with courage. This proactive approach ultimately results in a more robust character, better prepared to tackle the ups and downs of life. In summary, the philosophy discourages the behavior of avoiding discomfort and instead promotes embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. By acknowledging that personal development often arises from facing adversity with courage and resilience, individuals can cultivate inner strength, build character, and navigate life's uncertainties with a greater sense of poise and confidence. The 12th anti-Stoic behaviors, negative self-talk, revolves around the detrimental pattern of persistently engaging in self-criticism, self-doubt, and the expression of negative thoughts about oneself. In contrast, the philosophy discourages such self-destructive behaviors and instead encourages a balanced approach of self-awareness, self-improvement, and self-compassion. Negative self-talk can become a relentless and self-perpetuating cycle that chips away at one's self-esteem and confidence. This behavior can manifest as harsh self-criticism, doubts about one's abilities, or a persistent focus on perceived flaws. Stoicism offers a different perspective, advocating for a path that acknowledges these imperfections, but also emphasizes the importance of self-compassion. While Stoics believe in the value of self-awareness and self-improvement, they also recognize that excessive negative self-talk hinders personal growth. The philosophy encourages individuals to acknowledge their flaws and actively work on improving them. However, it equally stresses the need for self-compassion and self-forgiveness. In this view, self-compassion means treating oneself with the same kindness and understanding that one would offer to a friend in times of struggle. It means recognizing that nobody is perfect and that we are all works in progress. By adopting a self-compassionate mindset, individuals can bolster their self-esteem, foster a greater sense of resilience, and create an environment where personal growth is nurtured. Stoicism underscores the importance of maintaining a balanced and realistic perspective on one's abilities and flaws. It encourages individuals to be self-aware, actively seek self-improvement, but also approach themselves with a generous dose of self-compassion. By doing so, individuals can build a healthier and more constructive relationship with themselves, fostering personal growth, inner strength, and a greater sense of self-worth. The philosophy discourages the behavior of negative self-talk, and promotes a more balanced approach of self-awareness, self-improvement, and self-compassion. By embracing this mindset, individuals can navigate the path of personal growth while also nurturing a sense of kindness and understanding toward themselves, in alignment with Stoic ideals. In conclusion, our exploration of these 12 behaviors reveals not only the wisdom embedded within this ancient philosophy, but also the transformative power it can have in our lives. Through each of these behaviors, we see the contrast between patterns that hinder personal growth and the ideals that promote resilience, inner strength, and a more profound sense of fulfillment. The wisdom extends far beyond philosophical principles. It touches the very core of our human experience. As we embrace the approach, we embark on a journey of self-discovery, transformation, and personal growth. We learn to view challenges as opportunities to replace negative self-talk with self-compassion, and to embrace discomfort as a stepping stone towards a stronger, more resilient self. It's not about rigidly adhering to doctrines, but rather about infusing our lives with the timeless wisdom they offer. The essence lies in its unwavering belief that we can choose how we respond to life's trials and tribulations. It teaches us that we can cultivate virtues such as wisdom, self-discipline, and courage, not as lofty ideals, but as everyday practices that guide our actions and thoughts. Through the lens, we transform from individuals plagued by self-doubt, excessive worries, and fruitless pursuits into resilient, self-aware, and self-compassionate beings. We stand tall in the face of change, find purpose in discomfort, and replace complaining with proactive problem-solving. We no longer fear the passage of time, but treasure each moment as an opportunity for growth. So let us embark on this journey, not as an act of conforming to a philosophical dogma, but as an act of self-empowerment. Let us face life's difficulties with courage, find purpose in every challenge, and navigate the storms with unwavering resolve. By adopting these ideals and discarding the behaviors that hold us back, we can unlock our potential for inner peace, contentment, and personal growth. In the end, teaches us to look within ourselves for the strength and wisdom we need to navigate life's complex journey. It is a philosophy that reminds us that, even in the face of adversity, we have the power to craft a life marked by resilience, purpose, and a profound sense of fulfillment. So let us embrace these lessons, nurture our virtues, and continue the lifelong pursuit of living according to the ideals.
In the pursuit of a virtuous and fulfilling life, kindness often stands as a pillar of moral conduct and positive interactions. However, when viewed through the lens of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that extols the virtues of self-discipline and rationality, the narrative takes a thought-provoking turn. Contrary to the conventional belief in the unbridled benefits of kindness, Stoicism challenges us to explore the potential pitfalls that may arise when benevolence is taken to extremes. Brace yourself for a nuanced exploration of the Stoic perspective on kindness, one that invites us to question conventional wisdom and reevaluate the boundaries of benevolence in our pursuit of a balanced and virtuous existence. Setting unrealistic expectations. In navigating the intricacies of human interactions, it's essential to approach them from a realistic perspective. When we extend kindness without attaching unrealistic expectations, we create a space for genuine connection and emotional well-being. Instead of depending on others for our happiness, embracing the concept of accepting situations as they unfold allows us to cultivate a more resilient and grounded mindset. Imagine a situation where we offer our support, time, or resources without anticipating a specific outcome in return. This approach aligns with the idea of avoiding disappointment and fostering emotional separation. It liberates us from the chains of unrealistic expectations, granting us the freedom to appreciate the act of giving for its intrinsic value rather than a predetermined response. Conversely, when we give with the expectation of reciprocity, anticipating the same level of commitment or kindness in return, we unknowingly set ourselves up for a cascade of negative emotions. The disappointment stemming from unmet expectations can cast a shadow over our emotional landscape, resulting in a bad mood, fatigue, anger, and sadness. Picture the emotional toll of realizing that others might not reciprocate in the same manner we anticipated. It's akin to investing emotional currency in a venture with uncertain returns. The stark contrast between what we hoped for and the reality we face can lead to a profound sense of disillusionment, leaving us drained and disheartened. By embracing a more realistic and open-hearted approach to giving, we pave the way for healthier relationships and a more balanced emotional state. It's a journey toward understanding that the true beauty of giving lies in the act itself, unburdened by the weight of expectations. This way, we cultivate emotional resilience and foster connections that thrive on sincerity rather than predetermined outcomes. Neglecting personal boundaries. In the intricate dance of life, maintaining a sense of self and safeguarding our well-being become paramount. When we find ourselves consistently placing the needs of others above our own, a subtle erosion of our identity may occur. This unintentional self-neglect can be likened to a gradual fading of our individual essence, potentially compromising our mental and emotional equilibrium. Living a life aligned with reason and virtue, as advocated in certain philosophical principles, underscores the importance of prioritizing our responsibilities. This means recognizing the value of our time, energy, and personal space. While extending a helping hand is commendable, continually subsuming our needs under the weight of others' demands risks creating a narrative where our identity is overshadowed by the expectations of those around us. In this dynamic, there is a vulnerability that arises, a vulnerability that others may perceive as weakness. When we consistently put everyone else first, there's a potential for others to view us through a lens of dependency. This perception, in turn, can influence how we are treated, potentially reinforcing a cycle of neglect and diminishing our perceived strength. The solution lies in the conscious cultivation of personal boundaries, a practice not confined to any specific philosophical doctrine, but rather rooted in the universal need for self-preservation. Setting limits becomes an act of self-respect, a declaration that our identity and well-being matter. It involves the deliberate practice of self-discipline, recognizing when to say no and when to prioritize our own responsibilities. By embracing this approach, we reclaim agency over our lives and affirm our commitment to self-care. It's a declaration that while our compassion knows no bounds, our resources and energy are finite. This acknowledgement doesn't diminish the authenticity of our kindness. Rather, it ensures that our benevolence is sustainable, grounded in a foundation of balance and self-awareness. The call to set boundaries and prioritize personal responsibilities is an invitation to dance with life in a way that honors both our compassionate nature and our individuality. It's a journey towards strength, resilience, and a harmonious coexistence where the rhythms of selflessness and self-care create a symphony of balanced living. Building a weak image. In our quest to embody kindness, there exists a delicate balance between altruism and the perception of our character. While the desire to be compassionate and helpful is innate, the reality is that not everyone interprets acts of kindness in the same light. There's a nuanced interplay between our intentions and the perceptions of those around us. It's tempting to assume that kindness in all its forms is universally appreciated. However, the truth reveals a more complex narrative. Excessive kindness, though well-intentioned, can unintentionally cast a shadow of suspicion on our motives. People, in their discernment, may question the authenticity behind our benevolence, wondering if there are ulterior motives or hidden agendas at play. In this intricate dance of perception, it becomes apparent that the universal appreciation of kindness is not guaranteed. The challenge lies in navigating the fine line between being genuinely compassionate and being perceived as overly accommodating. It is in this delicate balance that the seeds of suspicion can take root, potentially overshadowing the purity of our intentions. The solution, while not explicitly articulated in any particular philosophy, calls for a conscious alignment with our beliefs and principles. It's an invitation to focus on living authentically, guided by an inner compass that directs our actions based on genuine compassion rather than external expectations. By doing so, we cultivate a strong and resilient image, a persona grounded in authenticity and unwavering commitment to our values. This journey towards building a robust image necessitates an understanding that not everyone will interpret our actions in the same way. While some may view excessive kindness with suspicion, others may appreciate it wholeheartedly. The key lies in remaining true to ourselves, even in the face of diverse perceptions. The call to cultivate a strong and resilient image is an affirmation of our commitment to authenticity. It's a recognition that, in the diverse tapestry of human interactions, the authenticity of our character shines brightest when it aligns with our inner convictions. By staying true to our beliefs and principles, we navigate the complex landscape of perception, fostering a genuine and resilient image that withstands the scrutiny of varied perspectives. Feeling overwhelmed, in the intricate tapestry of our daily lives, our emotional landscape serves as a valuable compass, offering insights into our well-being. The notion of self-awareness, not confined to any specific philosophical doctrine, underscores the importance of paying attention to how we feel, of tuning into the subtle cues that our emotions provide. In the realm of giving, an act often associated with warmth and compassion, there exists the potential for unintended consequences. Stoic self-awareness, without explicitly invoking its name, beckons us to be attuned to the emotional aftermath of our generosity. If our acts of giving begin to elicit feelings of busyness, fatigue, anger, or a sense of being used, it becomes a poignant signal, a call to reassess the dynamics at play. Imagine a situation where the genuine desire to extend a helping hand transforms into a source of emotional strain. The weight of constant giving, without regard for our own well-being, can manifest in a spectrum of emotions that act as red flags. Feeling overwhelmed becomes an eloquent expression from within, signaling the need to recalibrate and reassess the equilibrium between our altruistic endeavors and our mental well-being. Listening to these emotional cues becomes an art, a practice not confined to any specific philosophy, but rooted in the universal language of our feelings. It's an invitation to change our focus, to pivot away from a pattern that leaves us emotionally drained. Instead, it prompts us to seek a balance, a delicate dance where our acts of kindness harmonize with the preservation of our mental and emotional equilibrium. The journey toward finding this balance is an acknowledgement that our emotional well-being is not an expendable resource. It's a recognition that in the grand tapestry of giving, our own mental health is an integral thread. By tuning into our feelings, we embark on a journey of self-discovery, understanding the symbiotic relationship between our acts of generosity and the preservation of our inner equilibrium. The call to reassess is an ode to self-care, an acknowledgement that the wellspring of our compassion should not be at the expense of our mental well-being. It's a journey toward a balanced and mindful existence, where the echoes of our feelings guide us toward a harmonious interplay between giving and self-preservation. Embracing the power of no. In the intricate dance of human interactions, the ability to assert oneself by uttering a simple yet profound word, no, is a skill that transcends any specific philosophical doctrine. It's a lesson in self-control, an art that goes beyond the teachings of any particular school of thought. The power of no is a universal principle that echoes the inherent value of our time and energy and the delicate balance required for a harmonious life. Imagine a situation where the demands of others encroach upon the limited resources of your time and energy. In this intricate web of commitments, learning to say no becomes an act of self-preservation, a declaration that your resources are finite and deserve to be invested judiciously. It's a recognition that self-control, irrespective of its origin, empowers you to discern when a request is unfair or when the additional burden could tip the delicate scales of balance. The challenge of saying no is not unique to any specific philosophy, but is a universal human experience. While the word itself may carry connotations of reluctance or refusal, it is a powerful tool for maintaining equilibrium. Picture the internal struggle, the moment of hesitation before uttering this two-letter word, a hesitation rooted in the fear of disappointing or upsetting others. Yet, it is in overcoming this fear that the true strength of no emerges. It is an essential ingredient for maintaining balance in the complex orchestration of life's demands. The power of no becomes a shield against unnecessary risks, a safeguard for your well-being, and a declaration that your autonomy matters. In navigating the delicate dance of commitments, the ability to say no becomes an act of self-care, a practice that transcends the boundaries of any particular philosophy. It is a testament to the understanding that, in the symphony of life, each no is a note that contributes to the harmony of self-preservation. So, whether rooted in ancient wisdom or a reflection of innate human resilience, embracing the power of no is an acknowledgement that maintaining balance requires the courage to set boundaries and prioritize your well-being, respecting your time and space. In the pursuit of a well-balanced life, the notion of dedicating time to oneself is a timeless principle that transcends any specific philosophical framework. While rooted in the values of self-discipline and self-respect, this practice extends beyond the teachings of any particular school of thought. It's a universal recognition that carving out moments for personal activities is an essential ingredient for maintaining one's equilibrium. Imagine a life where the ebb and flow of daily responsibilities is complemented by intentional periods of self-care. This is not confined to the tenets of a particular philosophy, but rather reflects a fundamental human need, the need to nurture one's well-being in the midst of life's demands. The act of scheduling regular moments for activities that bring joy and fulfillment is an ode to self-respect, a declaration that your time and space are precious resources, deserving of intentional cultivation. Imagine a scenario where your calendar becomes a canvas and each scheduled moment for self-care is a stroke of self-discipline. This practice is not limited to any specific set of values, but is a testament to the understanding that personal well-being is an ongoing masterpiece, crafted with intention and care. It's an acknowledgement that amidst the myriad responsibilities that life presents, there exists a sacred space for activities that rejuvenate, inspire, and bring solace. In navigating this delicate dance between obligations and self-nurturing, the ability to politely decline requests that encroach upon these dedicated moments becomes a universal skill. It is an act of self-advocacy, an assertion that your commitment to personal well-being is a non-negotiable aspect of the intricate tapestry of life. This practice, born not solely from philosophical precepts but from a collective understanding of human needs, ensures that your time and space remain sanctuaries for self-discovery and growth. Respecting your time and space is a universal invitation to create a rhythm of life that harmonizes responsibilities with intentional moments of self-care. It is a principle grounded in the understanding that, regardless of philosophical affiliations, the act of nurturing oneself is a fundamental aspect of living a well-rounded and fulfilling life. Identifying energy vampires. In the intricate realm of interpersonal dynamics, the concept of recognizing relationships that sap our energy is not exclusive to any particular philosophy. While it aligns with certain principles of mindful living, this practice is inherently universal, an acknowledgement of the delicate dance between relationships that nourish and those that deplete. The metaphorical term energy vampires transcends the boundaries of any specific doctrine and resonates with the collective human experience. Imagine an environment where individuals contribute positively to your well-being, fostering an environment of mutual support and growth. Conversely, picture the scenario where certain connections consistently drain your energy. Individuals who, like metaphorical vampires, draw from your emotional reservoir without replenishing it. This recognition, though in harmony with the principles of self-discipline advocated by some philosophies, is an instinctive response to the human need for sustaining positive relationships. The act of distancing oneself from energy vampires is not solely a Stoic practice, but a universal act of self-preservation. It is an acknowledgement that, irrespective of philosophical affiliations, mental well-being is a precious resource deserving protection. The choice to navigate away from relationships that consistently contribute negativity is a manifestation of innate self-control, an assertion that your emotional health is a realm over which you exercise agency. In this intricate dance of human connections, the ability to identify energy-draining relationships is an invitation to prioritize your mental health. It's a recognition that maintaining a healthy emotional state is not only a personal responsibility, but a universal imperative. This act of distancing, though reflective of certain Stoic principles, echoes a broader understanding that safeguarding one's well-being is a shared journey, transcending the confines of specific doctrines. The identification of energy vampires is a testament to the human capacity for self-preservation and emotional resilience. It is a practice grounded in the universal wisdom that certain relationships, regardless of their philosophical implications, have the power to influence our mental landscape. By choosing connections that contribute positively to our well-being, we engage in a collective endeavor to foster environments of support, growth, and emotional abundance. Cultivate selective generosity, the art of giving, rather than being a doctrine exclusive to any specific philosophy, is a nuanced and universal aspect of human interaction. The notion of cultivating selective generosity extends beyond the teachings of any particular school of thought and speaks to a fundamental principle of mindful living, a principle that transcends philosophical boundaries. Imagine a place where the warmth of your generosity is directed intentionally, like beams of light illuminating chosen paths. This practice involves being discerning with the recipients of your kindness, recognizing that not all connections are equal in their appreciation and reciprocation. While this concept aligns with certain Stoic principles, it inherently resonates with the innate human understanding that not every act of generosity yields the same result. The choice to be selective in your generosity is a declaration of the value you place on meaningful connections. It's a recognition that the energy invested in acts of kindness is a finite resource deserving of deliberate distribution. Picture a garden where you tend to carefully choose flowers, nurturing them with attention and care. Similarly, by focusing your generosity on those who genuinely appreciate and reciprocate, you create a garden of meaningful connections. This practice is not limited to any philosophical framework, but is an acknowledgement that the richness of human interactions lies in the depth of mutual appreciation. It's a universal principle that underscores the importance of mindful giving that nourishes both the giver and the receiver. By being selective, you engage in a dance of reciprocity, where the energy invested in generosity flows harmoniously between individuals who recognize and cherish the value of your kindness. The cultivation of selective generosity is an ode to intentional living, an acknowledgement that the choices we make in our interactions shape the landscape of our relationships. It is a practice that invites us to be conscious architects of our connections, ensuring that our acts of kindness contribute to the flourishing of meaningful bonds rather than dissipating into the vast expanse of indiscriminate giving. Establish clear boundaries. The notion of setting clear boundaries is not confined to the teachings of a specific philosophy, but resonates with a fundamental aspect of human dynamics. It's a universal principle that transcends philosophical doctrines, emphasizing the importance of clearly defining limits in various aspects of life. Imagine a world where your personal boundaries are akin to invisible yet crucial borders, delineating the territories of your time, energy, and emotional well-being. This practice is inherently human, a recognition that, amidst the intricate dance of relationships, there exists a need for demarcation. Though the concept aligns with certain Stoic teachings, it is fundamentally rooted in the universal understanding that establishing boundaries is a prerequisite for maintaining a healthy balance in interpersonal dynamics. The act of clearly communicating your limits becomes a bridge between self-preservation and mutual understanding. It involves expressing what you are comfortable with and creating a dialogue that fosters transparency and respect. Imagine a scenario where these boundaries are like guideposts, directing the flow of interactions and ensuring that your time and resources are invested judiciously. This practice, while sharing common ground with certain Stoic principles, is fundamentally about creating a foundation for healthy relationships. It's an acknowledgement that, regardless of philosophical affiliations, mutual respect flourishes in an environment where boundaries are clearly defined. By articulating your limits, you not only assert control over your time and resources, but also contribute to the establishment of a dynamic built on understanding and consideration. The establishment of clear boundaries is a universal invitation to engage in a dialogue of mutual respect. It is a practice that echoes the timeless wisdom of recognizing and communicating personal limits, a wisdom that permeates the fabric of human relationships, laying the groundwork for understanding, empathy, and the delicate balance between autonomy and shared connection. Practice mindful giving. The art of giving, while often associated with certain philosophical teachings, is a broader concept that transcends the boundaries of specific doctrines. The notion of practicing mindful generosity is an invitation to infuse intention and purpose into our acts of kindness, a practice rooted in a universal understanding of the nuanced dynamics of human interactions. Imagine a scenario where the act of giving is not merely a reflexive response, but a deliberate and conscious choice. This practice involves pausing to consider the impact of your help and reflecting on whether it resonates with your values and aligns with your authentic self. Though resonating with the essence of certain philosophical teachings, the act of mindful giving is inherently a human practice, an acknowledgement that the quality of our generosity is enriched when approached with consciousness. Imagine a tapestry where each thread of kindness is woven with intention, creating a fabric of interconnectedness that reflects not only the act itself, but the values and principles guiding it. This practice involves stepping away from automatic and excessive giving, urging us to be deliberate architects of our benevolence. While aligned with Stoic ideals, it echoes the broader understanding that the impact of our actions extends beyond the immediate moment. The encouragement to act with intention and purpose is a universal call, transcending the confines of any particular philosophy. It is an invitation to cultivate a mindful approach to generosity, ensuring that our acts of kindness are not mere reflexes, but intentional expressions of our values. By infusing consciousness into our giving, we navigate the delicate dance between altruism and authenticity, creating a tapestry where each act of kindness reflects a deeper understanding of its significance. The practice of mindful giving is a testament to the richness that intentional generosity brings to the human experience. It is an acknowledgement that beyond the teachings of specific doctrines, the act of giving is an art, a practice that, when approached with mindfulness, transforms simple gestures into expressions of profound connection and shared humanity. Learn the art of delegation. The wisdom of delegating tasks is not confined to the teachings of a specific philosophy, but resonates as a universal principle in navigating the complexities of life. While aligned with certain Stoic ideals, the art of delegation is fundamentally a human practice, an acknowledgement of the importance of focusing on what lies within our control. Imagine a scenario where the intricacies of life resemble a puzzle, each piece representing a task or responsibility. The art of delegation involves recognizing that we cannot solve every problem or fulfill every request single-handedly. This practice, though echoing certain Stoic principles, is fundamentally about acknowledging the limitations of individual capacity and embracing the power of shared responsibility. Picture a tapestry where each thread represents a unique skill or capability. In the act of delegation, we weave together these threads, creating a fabric of collective strength and shared effort. While the Stoics advocate for focusing on the controllable, the broader understanding is that by learning the art of delegation, we not only preserve our own energy, but also empower others to contribute actively to the resolution of challenges. The act of acknowledging that we cannot be the sole solver of every problem is an invitation to embrace a collaborative approach to life's intricacies. It involves recognizing that, in the vast landscape of responsibilities, there are opportunities for others to step into roles of leadership and ownership. Though aligned with Stoic ideals, the practice of delegation transcends any specific doctrine, acknowledging the inherent value of collective efforts. Learning the art of delegation is an ode to the recognition that shared responsibility is a cornerstone of effective and sustainable problem-solving. It is an acknowledgement that beyond the teachings of any particular philosophy, the act of entrusting tasks to others creates a synergy where individual strengths contribute to a harmonious and balanced collective effort. Develop assertiveness skills. The cultivation of assertiveness is not tethered to the exclusive teachings of any particular philosophy, but stands as a universal skill for navigating the complexities of human interactions. While resonating with certain principles of self-discipline, the development of assertiveness is fundamentally a human endeavor, an acknowledgement of the importance of expressing one's needs and desires with clarity and respect. Imagine a scenario where the tapestry of communication is woven with threads of assertiveness, each strand reflecting the ability to articulate one's thoughts and preferences without hesitation. The cultivation of assertiveness involves practicing the art of clear and respectful expression of needs and desires. Though aligned with the notion of self-discipline advocated by certain philosophies, the development of assertiveness transcends specific doctrines, weaving itself into the fabric of effective communication. Imagine a landscape where the contours of assertiveness form a bridge between helping others and preserving one's well-being. In the practice of assertiveness, individuals navigate the delicate balance between advocacy for personal needs and the maintenance of healthy relationships. The art of expressing oneself assertively is not confined to any particular school of thought, but is a testament to the understanding that communication, when rooted in respect, is a bridge that fosters mutual understanding. The reminder that it's okay to advocate for oneself without feeling guilty is a universal call to embrace the power of assertiveness. While aligned with the principles of self-discipline found in certain philosophies, this acknowledgement echoes the broader understanding that individuals possess the right to articulate their needs and desires without compromising their sense of self-worth. The development of assertiveness is an invitation to engage in the dance of communication with confidence and clarity. It is a practice that transcends the boundaries of specific doctrines, recognizing the inherent value of self-expression in fostering healthy relationships and maintaining personal well-being. As we conclude our exploration into the paradoxical realms of kindness through the Stoic lens, it's crucial to acknowledge the emotional nuances that permeate this journey. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-discipline and rationality, implores us to navigate the delicate balance between benevolence and self-preservation. In reflecting on the 12 ways in which kindness, if left unchecked, could potentially disrupt our lives, we find not a condemnation of compassion, but an invitation to introspection. The emotional resonance lies in the realization that within the tapestry of virtuous living, there exists a need for discernment, a call to temper our benevolence with wisdom. As we stand at the crossroads of kindness and potential disruption, let this journey be a reminder that the Stoic perspective is not a denouncement of compassion, but a nuanced guide. In the intricate dance of life, emotional well-being and thoughtful benevolence intertwine, shaping a narrative that embraces both the warmth of kindness and the wisdom of moderation. May this exploration serve as a catalyst for a more conscious and balanced approach to kindness, enriching not only our lives, but the interconnected fabric of humanity.